All right, so what is going on, you guys? My name is Bubba, and welcome back to another insane story. So today's story, I just want to mention, is something that is really need to be said, because a lot of people know that it's coming up towards the New Year's, and many people do the same thing over and over, and it's the most embarrassing thing ever. Like, no joke, I think this makes me cringe to like the max amount of cringe I could probably do in my life. But the New Year, New Me stuff is not real, ladies and gentlemen. I don't believe it's real. Like, let's be real here. We do have goals as human beings, okay? I agree on that. But New Year, New Me? No, it's not a thing. If you want to do something with your life, like, for example, if you know you're fat, hit the gym. Don't ask your friends, hey guys, like, am I fat? If you have to ask about it, you're probably fat. Or for example, girls out there, if you guys think that you guys are ugly, well, then look better. Literally, you guys have makeup. You guys have the power of like a bunch of weapons. You know what I mean? And before if anything is being said about me, you know, anything offensive, yeah, body positivity, like, you know, respect the fat people. I'm not saying is it just towards fat people, okay? I'm saying this towards everybody out there, okay? New Year, New Me is not legit. Anyways, guys, today's story starts off back when I was in high school. Back when I was in high school, I remember I had this buddy of mine. He entered into the school and he was a total new kid, but honestly, no one really knew about him. But one thing that you could tell when you first look at him was that he was really ugly. Like, no joke, he had a major amount of pimples, he was a little overweight, and on top of that, he was the type of kid to play RuneScape for 7 hours and not give a damn about anyone around him. It was kind of sad and depressing, and don't get me wrong, we all have that one person in our school who is very unattractive. But I remember one time when I was just chilling at my classroom and I was just doing my own thing, this kid does end up walking up to me, and he ends up sitting beside me. Now, at first I was kind of disgusted. I'm like, yo, bro, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, bro, like, do you really gotta sit here? I told him that, and I remember he looked at me and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, man. Oh, I'll move. And he stood up, and then that's when I felt bad. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not one to bully people. It's not really my thing. I don't like making fun of people. It's just, I don't know, I don't like it. Because me, I used to be bullied back in middle school. So me doing it in high school when I was, you know, in a better position and always doing the devil's tango, well, it just didn't sit right with me. So that's what I told him. Yeah, I'm kidding, yo, just sit down, just sit down. I remember he ends up sitting down and he's like, oh, I thought the seat was taken, my bad. And afterwards, I told him, nah, just sit down. I want to ask you something real quick. He looks at me and said, yeah, like, what's going on? And then I told him, be honest with me, do you still have your V card? Now, I know that's a really weird question to ask someone, but when it's a boy-to-boy kind of conversation, you never know what you're gonna get. He looks at me and he's like, no, I lost it. Yeah, no, he definitely didn't. So I remember I told him, bro, I'm not gonna lie, I want to change your life, is what I told him. I remember he looked at me and started laughing. He's like, bro, like, what do you mean? Like, why should I change my life? And I literally remember when we were sitting down, there was a girl staring at him across the classroom. And I remember I said, all right, if you're so confident with your life, I want you to stand up and go and ask that girl out right there. She's staring at you anyway. She's maybe attracted to you. I remember he looks at me and he's like, I don't know about that. That's not really my thing. Dude, just do it, is what I told him. And then I remember he stood up, he walked up to the girl, and the girl instantly just walked away. Like, no joke, as this guy was walking up to this girl, he ended up standing up and walking away. Like, that's when you know you got something wrong with you. So I remember after that happened, he was pretty upset. He looked at me and said, I don't understand, like, what did I do? I just literally walked up to her. And I told him, bro, that is called unspoken L-Riz. I remember he looked at me and he's like, well, what do I gotta do? And then that's what I told him, bro, let me change your life. I literally sounded like I was Genie from Aladdin, except the Will Smith edition, because I would love to slap some people out. But anyways, like I was saying though, I remember when I told him this, he said, all right, you know what? Fine. I'll do 2 weeks with you. We'll see what happens. How about that? And I said, okay. So me and him started hanging out and, you know, we started basically talking through what we need to change. For example, the kid has to get an iPhone. I know it sounds cringe. Okay. I'm telling you this right now. I know that sounds super cringe. I literally took him to the mall and got him to buy an iPhone. And you guys are probably wondering, why is that the first step? Was because I wanted to know how much he was willing to do it. Because the man was walking with a Samsung Galaxy S something that's just totally trash. Like, I'm not joking. I literally grabbed his old phone and tossed it out. So that's one of the reasons why I actually bought the phone. But still, the man ended up getting an iPhone, and that's when, you know, he started to learn how to use FaceTime. And how else is he supposed to talk to his, you know, hoes if he's not gonna use FaceTime? Like, I'm sorry, to any male out there, what male walks up to a girl confidently and says, oh yeah, I got a Samsung? Like, no one. No offense, Samsung. I'm not ever gonna be sponsored by you anyway. So going on with the story though, basically afterwards, I remember me and him started walking to Walmart and we ended up getting some stuff for his pimples on his face. Because obviously man's gotta learn routine, skincare. Okay, ladies, okay, I know you guys like a man with clean, good skin. So I remember I told him, all right, you're gonna use face wash, you're gonna get a new toothbrush, and you're gonna get a shaver. Because I'm telling you right now, for all those boys in high school right now, you guys will have some, like, you know, hair on your face. Shave it off. I'm sorry, most girls don't like, you know, hair, unless they're like those girls that like older guys and they're like weirdos, then that's a different story. But I remember I bought him a shaver, we got him a toothbrush, new toothpaste, and on top of that, cream for his face. And I told him every morning you have to do this routine. Now, to make sure he would actually do this, I remember I actually went to his house and I literally taught him how to wake up in the morning and do it right. I literally taught him how every morning he should wake up, take a shower, shave, clean yourself up, use the face cream, make sure you look good, be presentable. And then that's when I started to realize that the last thing he needed to conquer was his overweightness, because he's been following the schedule. I'm not gonna lie, from when I taught him that first week, he actually was understanding. The second week was hitting the gym. Now, I won't lie to you, the first week of him hitting the gym was the most painful thing ever. I can't lie when I say this, he had no motivation. He literally said, "This is dumb, like why do I have to keep doing this? Like honestly, bro, like, you know, one day, like I don't really need to." But I kept telling him, dude, you gotta do it for yourself. That's the thing to any guy out there. You know, I really understand if you think you're confident in yourself already, but think about being more confident, okay? You gotta understand this. Every person is different. Every person is interested in different things. But if you hold the essence of all the best things in the world, you become one of the alpha males. I know it sounds kind of weird and it sounds really sexist, and I'm starting to sound like Andrew Tate in this story. I'm starting to understand that, but one thing I want to teach is that the major thing you need to understand is that in school, you want to be likable to everyone. I'm not saying you don't have to, okay? No one's telling you you have to be popular. No one's telling you you have to be, you know, well known in the space. What I'm saying is that people that care about their image and take care of themselves and clean themselves up properly and become presentable are the people that get further in life, compared to the people that go to school with whatever the hell they have on and just say, "Oh, I don't care, like I love myself." I hate to break it to you, you can only go so far with loving yourself. I remember I explained this whole thing to my buddy and he started to understand it all. He started, you know, hitting the gym more, and it got to the point where from 2 weeks of me helping him went to 3 months, and then from 3 months went to 6 months, and he lost so much weight. Like, I think when I first met him, he was like at 245 pounds of body weight, and then afterwards, after the 6 months I had with him, hanging out with him and basically teaching him how he should have a routine and live in a proper schedule, he ended up becoming 167. Literally almost losing like 100 pounds basically. The man became so confident. He made himself happier. And every day when he looked in the mirror and saw how his pimples were gone from all the face cream I told him to use, he started realizing how charming he was, and he started being confident in himself. Not cocky, confident. And that's what every man should be. And girls, you guys have the same thing. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, you know, either, like, you know, go through a process and everything and have a friend help you do that. But I'm gonna be honest when I say this. And boys, you guys know this is true. Guys have to try to impress women. Girls, they just get it. They just get to pick and choose. It's just the science. I've never heard of a woman not being able to pull a man. There's always a desperate man out there willing to pull you. And that's the message to the ladies. But anyways, sorry. Last thing I gotta go with the story. I remember after all these months, he became, like I said, self-confident. And basically, he became the man that he wanted to be. And no joke when I say this, he was a stud. He was clean-faced, muscle, jawline developed out of nowhere, apparently, as well. And I remember me and him, we ended up going to a party. And the same girl that was sitting across that used to always stare at him literally ended up walking up to him, asking him for his Snapchat. Literally, I remember she literally walked up and said, "Hey, like, you look actually like really good today. I like your new shirt. I was just wondering, sorry, can I get your Snapchat?" And literally got her Snapchat. Yes, I already did do the devil's tango with that girl, but you know what? Sharing is caring. Anyways, guys, that's basically it for today's story. Make sure you guys do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I know the story was really weird, but I just wanted to basically say a story that was confident. Anyways, guys, peace.